And welcome back, YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. I always appreciate that. I would like to talk to you about the first season of Fear the Walking Dead that ended last week, I think. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. Some spoilers here, of course. I'll be talking about the series and the finale. Now, did it suck? Not really. Was it great? Not really. It was kind of average. What I did like about it, let's start with that, is the setting. I like the idea of Los Angeles with its own vibe, its own atmosphere, crumbling down because of the zombie apocalypse, though I do think that it was a missed opportunity that they didn't show anything about how the zombie apocalypse actually came to be. What was the cause of it all? They didn't show that, which again is a missed opportunity. I would have really liked that. That would have been a really unique thing to see. But we didn't. So then we met these two broken families. They got together. They had to survive together, which is interesting on paper, but I didn't really care about the whole drama between the families. I understand the drama, but it wasn't a really nice watch. You know, all these people arguing whilst the world sort of gets destroyed, which was nice to see, really. It was nice to see the escalation of the thing, right? It started with one or two zombies, then you had the riots, then the lights went off, then you had the military stepping in, the evacuation and the compound situation where the military sort of sealed off a bunch of houses, which was an interesting premise. But from there on, it just went kind of wrong, I think, because you had these military people, and they seemed to go out and kill other people that were outside of the compound for God knows why, what kind of reason, I don't know. And they had caged some people that were sort of unstable, and also Chris, the junkie son, was there. And it was strange because they were waiting there in their cells, and then some of them were taken away, probably killed. It didn't make any sense because on the other hand you had these nurses taking care of sick people. So these two things never made sense to me. Also, you had this sort of love thing going on between that one soldier and the daughter of Daniel. By the way, is a great character. I'll come to that. But that was handled really strange. There was this torture scene, and he sort of wanted revenge in the end, it seemed, where he shot not Daniel, but the daughter. I mean, really? So he's an evil person now? I didn't care for that as well. I mean, there were a bunch of interesting characters here. I liked one of the mothers, the mother of Chris, the junkie. She seems to be very strong and, yeah, interesting woman. I like Daniel, the sort of torturer who had a shady past. Interesting dude who really sort of shifted gear into his survival modes, and that was awesome. And I liked the character, what was his name, Strand or something? The black dude who was caged with Chris, the junkie. That was interesting because he sort of resembled the character, one of the characters in Stephen King's The Stand. I think it's called, what was his name? I don't even know. Interesting to see how this character, this Strand character, who seemed to be nice, but I don't trust him somehow. Anyway, again, the situation in the compound with the military was handled really strange, where what was his name? I don't even remember his name. One of the dads, right? The dad who went on patrol with his militaries, and the patrol went nowhere. They went to a building. They had this really bad sergeant, and he died, and then they went back. And it didn't make any sense. The whole situation, how it ended, was kind of strange, where Daniel obviously released the zombies and sort of casually walked up to the gate, saying, well, you better use your ammunition for these guys right there, because they're coming, right? And then you had this immense horde of zombies, and he was like just walking there. I mean, really, is this how it is resolved, the whole thing? And sort of the zombies sort of took over the compound, and then there was this situation where the whole family went in to save the other, I think Chris, who else was there, or also the mother who was working as a nurse, and they were like really casually and very slowly moving into the compound and looking for these two lost people. And that was that. And then they took the car out and they drove off, and the thing that was never resolved was the whole thing with the signals. They, when one of the kids went on the roof, they signaled to somebody else up the hills, but that was not resolved. And they just left with two cars, and they went to a beach house, which is, I think, the stupidest thing to do, because you'll be cornered by these zombies if they come. You're no way to go. You can only go on the water, right? Maybe that's the idea, but it's because we saw a ship, right? But I'd say drive away as fast as you can, but not go for some relaxing in this luxurious apartment. That felt off, that felt wrong, and it only felt like a setup for the dramatic scene at the end of the finale, where one of the mothers was shot by her ex-husband, the wuss that never stepped up anything, but he is able to kill his ex-wife. That was really strange, because he was bitten, but she was bitten way back in the compound already, so why would she ever decide to come with the survivors to this apartment on the beach to be shot there? I mean, she might put these survivors in danger because she was bitten, so it just didn't make any sense. It was just a setup for the dramatic moment at the end of the finale. That was it. And so I think it was an average start of the series. If there's going to be a second one, probably, then this series has to step up their game. It has to be interesting. Otherwise, it will sort of be stuck in a rut, much like The Walking Dead right now, where, I mean, Walking Dead is in its 6th season already, I think, something like that. And they're still moving from place to place. Now, I don't hope that Fear the Walking Dead sort of does that as well. They go from place to place, and that's that. They have to bring something new to the table. And again, they haven't at this point. So it's interesting to watch if you don't have anything else to do. It's only 6 episodes, so that's okay. But it's quite an average show in the end. So that's basically what I think of the first season of Fear the Walking Dead. Let me know what you think, and leave comments. So I always appreciate that. Thanks for watching.